When I think of Essex Powerlines, the core values that we have is community. The communities that we belong to, the communities that we service, the customers that we service. The community is at the core of everything we do.
When I first started in the business, what attracted me the most was that whole idea of servicing a community. And if their lifestyle is good and healthy and uninterrupted, everybody's happier. Then they can build the life they want.
We're owned locally. We're owned by the municipalities, the town of Leamington, LaSalle, Amherstburg, and Tecumseh. In essence, at the end of the day, we're owned by the customers. We have approximately 60 employees that live in the communities that we service, that spend money in the communities that we service.
A typical day starts with us arranging and queuing up all the jobs that we have to do. Those jobs come in from customers who call in for new servicing, problems that we may have observed on the field. So we queue up these jobs, assemble which crews need to do each job, schedule them out. They get the material they need, assemble the trucks and all the kit that they need, and then move out and do their work.
Small municipalities either have to learn to do without or work with each other to get things done or to realize services that you wouldn't have without the partnerships like Essex Power.
We're in tune with each other, and I think that it's not like you're reintroducing yourself to each other. We know what they do and how they operate, and again, we're very fortunate.
The ultimate benefit for us being associated in one utility has been the expertise that we've been able to attract to this business, and from that, the benefits directly to each of our municipalities and the advancement in technology.
You see the improvements that they've made in technology and many of the other programs to assist those communities to make sure that power is on and it's on all the time.
Essex Powerlines has, I think, is a clear direction in terms of developing what we call a digital utility, a smart grid utility. And so we've been very active in installing devices in the field that help us automate the distribution, so automate switching power flow from one area to the other. And what I mean by automate, I mean either remote control of the devices or devices that operate on their own initiative.
What we hope to accomplish is, first of all, not waiting for that customer to call us. Us knowing about the outage before the customer even calls us, and even being proactive. We'll have equipment in place in the distribution grid that will allow for the grid to essentially heal itself.
The self-healing grid was initially conceptualized about 10 years ago, along with our asset investment strategy. That strategy allows us to monitor voltage, monitor transformer loading, and monitor the loading of all the assets in the system.
When storms do occur, the technology that we leverage is called a Smart Map.
Smart Map is a tool that was developed by Essex Energy a few years ago. And what it is essentially is a software product that allows us to read all the information that's coming in from all the thousands of devices we've installed in the field. It filters it all out and delivers it to people that read this information in a human readable form so that they are focused only on those issues and problems that need their attention immediately.
So we can send the crews directly to the problem as opposed to looking in the sky with a flashlight trying to figure it all out. We are now what's called a single voltage utility. We've eliminated all our substations.
That single voltage utility now has the ability to reduce losses to our customers, which reduces the overall bill.
The 20% that we control the bill basically does what you see here. It pays for the trucks, it pays for the employees, it pays for the buildings. So we have control over that 20% of the bill in terms of running the business. With regards to the 80%, that is controlled, like I said, by the province of Ontario. And you've seen the province trying to address that 80% and the rising cost of that 80% through the recent Fair Hydro plan that they've introduced, which will save customers approximately 25% on their bills over a number of years. We have a current application before the Ontario Energy Board that in totality, the actual customer rate will go down. And the main reason for that is because of the efficiency gains that we were able to achieve. If If we have a reliable capital investment program where we're replacing older equipment with new equipment, we won't have the number of outages that we might otherwise have.
We have a very active plan of identifying the most problem devices, replacing them, hopefully before they fail prematurely. And so I think that's a good indication that I think we're being very successful and proactive in terms of maintaining our system well.
The company has raised a lot of money in promoting fundraising opportunities. They help fund our food banks. You can see that you wouldn't get that type of corporate involvement without that homegrown type company.
We never forget where we came from, and we always try to give back to those communities and become part of the fabric of those communities.
For the town of Amherstburg, I can honestly say that Essex Power is one of those groups that always seems to be there, out in the community, and whether it's answering questions or just being visible to the people that they service, I think it's something very important that they do.
When you consider the professionalism that Essex Powerlines brings to the entire organization and the manner in which we operate, it's a bonus. And financially, operation-wise, and accountability, it's something that you want to maintain a high level of accountability to your ratepayers.
The future is happening now at Essex Power. It really is. They are developing into markets that I don't think a lot of people have even thought of. And whether it's the renewable energy through solar panels and the revenue that generates, helping communities that otherwise wouldn't be able to do this themselves, or into the IT side of things where they're monitoring meters, locations of faults, even preempting the possibility of hydro failures. It's just exciting, and it is. It's happening right now.
The customer is living in a world of smart technology. So why shouldn't they expect the same from their utility? Because we provide electricity doesn't mean we can't be innovative, doesn't mean we can't integrate technology. And quite frankly, we have to, because that's the world that we are currently living in, and that's the world our kids are going to be living in.